Hello, and welcome to our lesson on understanding leadership. This segment will cover leadership styles.
Project leadership can involve various styles, and the style choice often depends on the project's nature, team dynamics, and the leader's personal preferences. Here are some common leadership styles in project leadership. Transformational leadership. Transformational leaders inspire and motivate their team members to achieve extraordinary outcomes. They often have a compelling vision for the project and are skilled at getting others to share in and work toward that vision.
These leaders are often effective when a recent failure has negatively affected the team, pushing them to take ownership of their future success. Moreover, these leaders are highly effective at addressing the mundane and stabilizing everyday situations that have gone awry. Transformational leaders need to have a realistic view of the strengths and weaknesses of each team member, which helps avoid disenchantment. Transactional leadership. Transactional leaders focus on setting clear expectations, rewards, and consequences. They ensure that tasks are completed by establishing a system of rules and expectations and monitoring performance. Servant leadership. Servant leaders prioritize the needs and well-being of their team members. They aim to support and empower their team, enabling them to achieve their best potential and contribute to the project's success. Charismatic leadership. Charismatic leaders rely on their personal charm, energy, and persuasion to influence and inspire their team. They often possess strong communication skills and can rally the team around their vision.
Laissez-faire leadership. Laissez-faire leaders take a hands-off approach, allowing team members a high degree of autonomy. They trust their team's expertise and decision-making capabilities, stepping in only when necessary. Autocratic leadership. Autocratic leaders make decisions unilaterally and expect their team to follow instructions without much input. This style is most effective when quick, authoritative decisions are needed. This style usually comes to mind when many think of leadership and authority. Classically used by the military and often portrayed across media, authoritarian leadership is most effective when a team is in crisis or drastic remediation is needed, because it relies heavily on criticism and rarely focuses on achievement. It can undercut morale and cause some of the best team members to seek options elsewhere. In most organizational structures, it's best to avoid this leadership style or to not only implement it temporarily. Democratic leadership. Democratic leaders involve team members in decision-making and seek their input when determining the project's direction and important decisions. This approach can foster a sense of ownership among team members. This style works best when options or decisions are unclear and the group has mature professionals who are comfortable making decisions collectively. But when a crisis or deadline warrants a quick, decisive decision, the consensus-building technique may take too long. Coach-style leadership. Coach-style leaders focus on mentoring and developing team members. They provide guidance, support, and training to help team members improve their skills and capabilities.
Coaching focuses on connecting individual goals with those of the team, which shows team members how to improve their productivity. This leadership style works best with individuals who are receptive, show initiative, and want to grow as professionals. If applied heavy-handedly, team members can feel micromanaged and will think that their self-confidence is undermined. Finally, unmotivated individuals may not respond to coaching, which requires a strategy change.
Situational leadership. Situational leaders adapt their leadership style to fit the specific circumstances and needs of the project and team. They may use different styles as the situation requires. Collaborative leadership. Collaborative leaders emphasize teamwork and cooperation. They create an inclusive, collaborative environment where team members work together to achieve project goals. Adaptive leadership. Adaptive leaders are flexible and adjust their approach as the project evolves. They are open to feedback, capable of making mid-course corrections, and comfortable with ambiguity. Strategic leadership. Strategic leaders focus on long-term project goals, planning, and alignment with the organization's objectives. They often work on the big picture and guide the team toward the project's strategic direction.
Affiliative. This style emphasizes connection, harmony, and conflict resolution above all else. It's exceptionally effective when conditions have left a team needing repair. Though affiliative leadership is often effective at boosting morale, it leaves a potential for abuse, poor performance can go uncorrected, and team members may begin to perceive mediocrity as acceptable as harmony is present. This type of leadership works best in combination with others. Pace setting. A pace setting leader has a high, almost obsessive standard for their own performance and expects team members to follow suit. Simply put, they lead by example. Unfortunately, this type of leadership has the potential to make others feel like they're constantly failing if they can't keep up all the time. This style works best with highly motivated teams.
It's important to note that influential project leaders often use a combination of these leadership styles based on the situation, the needs of the team, and the project's specific requirements. The project leader should be able to step back from the immediate pressures of the day and look at the whole situation. Disasters rarely occur out of the blue. There are nearly always signs if you look for them. Continuous planning and reviewing, we still find many project leaders who think that planning is something that needs to be done once at the beginning. This approach assumes that everything can be predicted in advance. The continuous cycle of planning, doing, and reviewing must occur throughout the project, and the greater the uncertainty and innovation, the more critical this process is. Keeping the whole team informed. Project leaders must maintain interest and enthusiasm for the project. A regular dialogue with key stakeholders should ensure that they are never surprised. Seeking feedback. Asking for feedback is much more effective than waiting for it. It provides invaluable early warnings of any problems. The request and any necessary follow-up action build a project team's credits within the organization. The demand for project leadership will grow for those with leadership capability and potential. As an existing or prospective project leader, the questions are, how well placed are you to benefit from the opportunities presented? What do you need to maximize your chances of being the inspiration for a case study? The leader should always create small but significant periods of reflection time. Without these, they will never even realize if their priorities are upside down. As the world changes, the leader and the leadership style should adapt. It is, therefore, vital that they identify what type of leader they are and wish or need to be in the future to be successful.
This is the end of this segment of our lesson. In the next segment, we shall discuss influence. This course is presented to you by South Europe College. Thank you for listening, and see you on our next segment.